Okay, let's start this over again. Okay, so I want to do like a basic little tutorial on how to mod in Warframe, right? I chose Mag here because regular Mag is one of the starters for the game, right? So I'll just break down the essentials for this. Don't worry about all of this. It's not even that good of a build. Okay, so the four essentials, right? You got duration, you got efficiency, you got range, and you got strength. Duration makes your abilities last longer, depending if the ability is a type of ability that stays active, right? If you have an ability that is just throw a fireball or throw lightning, that that's not going to stay active. Besides, like the little status effect on the enemy, but that's a completely different thing. There's the efficiency. That means how much energy an ability will cost. If it's at 100, that means it'll cost the normal amount. If it's less than 100, that means it'll cost more. If it's more than 100, that means it'll cost less, right? So it's how much of a discount. It says right there, you can pause the video and read that. Range, it just makes your ability AoEs or area of effects bigger. Pretty good. A lot of frames uh, benefit from this. That's why it's one of the main four, I guess. Strength, again, big benefits. Not every Warframe has to have like 269 nice damage or nice strength. I mean, but it's always good to have like above 100 if you can, like at least 200 normally. Not necessarily always required, but that's getting into like Saren damage politics. That's I don't care about. Anyway, basically, let's look at the main four mods that you want to level up, right? Let me type it out and search. Intensify. That is your main strength mod. I think stretch. Stretch. That is your main ability range. I don't remember the other ones. Continuity. Fucking where is it? Continuity. That is your main duration mod. There are more for each, but like starting off, these are the mods you want to get. Efficiency. Where is it? Uh, just streamline. Fuck, I'm blind. Here it is. Streamline. Ability efficiency. It might not seem like that big of a deal just for 30%. That is amazing, and I'm not sure. I think we are still waiting on the developers to make Streamline Prime, like as you can see with these white mods that are called. Well, ignore these; these are something else. Like these mods right here that are called Primed Continuity. Look at that, I have ability duration, but primed. Primed Redirection, more shield capacity. Primed Vigor, more shield and health, but it's a little bit less than normal. Primed Flow, more energy. That's the fifth essential mod, by the way. Flow. Hold on. Flow is the fifth essential mod that you will need to have another essential stat, energy. Well, all of these are essential, but abilities are what let you use. I am dumb. Energy is what lets you use your abilities. It's what lets you be a big dumb warlock in Warframe. Anyway, let's move away from that because yeah, that's kind of obvious. Um, Redirection, shields. Shields don't matter in Warframe. This is not Borderlands. You do not need shields unless you are very few Warframes. Like Hildren. But she is like shield lady. So don't worry about that. What you want to focus on is armor and health. Vitality and Steel Fighter, right? Those are your two essential mods. I'm pretty sure every new player gets these mods almost instantly. Just keep leveling those up, and eventually you'll get mods such as Archon Intensify. Well, no. Archon Vitality, which is just the Vitality mod, but with an extra thingy about fire, dropping twice. Or you will actually get something like Umbral Vitality eventually, which is literally the same, but if you put all three of these together, you get a little bit more health. You get like 130%, which is pretty good actually. Or Prime Vigor, which also you can put them on your Warframe. I don't really recommend it unless the Warframe scales really super well with HP to the point where you will end up with more than just 1,000 whatever, more like 3K, 4K, 5K. That's very few Warframes, but it's kind of good to have regardless. Let's see, what else is there? That's about. I mean, sprint speed's alright. You don't really need it. There's like a bunch of things that like influence that. Arcanes, I would say, yeah, no, these are gonna take you a while to get. Not gonna lie. Starting off, these don't really matter to you. They're really good. Don't get me wrong, because like, let's say on shield damage, 3% chance for plus 30% recharge for 12 seconds. That doesn't seem that great. That's amazing. What is this one? Gain 6% ability strength for every 250 max health up to 72%. That is fucking amazing. I don't use it super optimally because I only get like half of that on most of my Warframes that I put it on. But still, what is this one? Attacks. No, who cares about that one right now? Oh, there we go. There's one. On ability cast, plus 60% ability duration for 3 seconds. That doesn't seem that great because of the 3 seconds, but trust me, that's amazing. Let's see. Or maybe not. Maybe some people will see this and be like, what the fuck are you talking about, you idiot? Don't worry about it. Again, also, there's this aura slots, right? Right here. You'll go and collect an aura slot. Okay, basically, I forgot to talk about this capacity. Your Warframe starts at 30 capacity, I believe. And eventually you will be able to give it 60. You have to get one of these motherfuckers to increase the capacity by double, right? And then you put it on here. We call these... yes, they are called Orokin reactors, but the community... I can't speak. We call it the golden potatoes. And for weapons, we have blue potatoes, right? I don't know why. It seems like some people are forgetting we call these, but whatever. The community has always called them that. Basically, they're catalysts and reactors. What you want to do is get your hands on one of these. D normally does like little events, or you can get them in Nightwave. You can grind them in the store for Nightwave. It's free, by the way. You can also get them in invasion alerts sometimes, but you got to keep an eye on those. And there's a lot to keep an eye on, so it's kind of rare if you can actually get one. But still, that's how you increase your capacity, right? The second way to increase your capacity here is to go to, as I was talking about earlier, and immediately branched off, you go to the aura slot here. And these are all your aura mods, right? You equip one with the same little polarity as this, and it'll increase your capacity by its amount times 2. And also the polarity has to be the same or else it doesn't count, I believe. Let me try that out, actually. I'm not super sure. Oh, it just doesn't let you. Okay. So, Cunning Drift, right? You grab... Oh, wait, no, that's an Exodus. My bad. Aura. Here we go. We grab, let's just say the best one for capacity's sake. Steel Charge. This is one of the most common mods that you'll see in builds. And, even if it's not a build that gives you... Even if it's not a build that's about melee damage, as it says here on the mod itself, they'll just put it on because it literally gives you 18 extra capacity, and that is amazing. I believe that is one, if not the only aura mod that gives you the most capacity. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I'm missing most of the golden ones. I only have 5. Some of these mods are super rare, dude. I've been playing this game for like 7 years. The fact that I have all of these maxed out is just ridiculous because I don't use even 10% of these. I use like maybe 3 different ones. But that's very build specific. So don't worry about that. Anyway, yeah, that's how you do that. For other mod slots here, these little polarities make it so different mods cost only half of what they are worth for your capacity. As it says right here, 78, right? If I equip this one, Blind Rage, it gives you a lot of strength, whatever. It's 16 capacity. If I put it on here, it only costs 8. So now I have 70 out of 78 capacity, right? That's great. How do I make it so my slots like this one has a polarity slot, you know? And it doesn't just completely cost me 16 mod capacity, right? Look at that, it went down to 62. Shit, that's awful. Who wants to do that? Nobody. You basically have to max rank your Warframe, right? And then it kind of works like prestiging in Call of Duty, as maybe some of you will probably know. Basically, you go into here, actions, right? If you're on PlayStation, it's R3, or maybe something else. That's what I have it set as. Anyway, you look down here, you look what button it is, you press it, right? This. Polarization. That's what you do to quote unquote prestige your Warframe or your weapon. You press here. You have to collect these. These you can grab from fuck, what are they called? Rift missions? Let me go check real quick, actually. I'm not super sure. Ignore my orbiter, don't worry about that. It's not that great. You go here, right? And you go, no, not sword. No, not arc. Void fissures. There it is. You go into void fissures, right? And you will see these are all types of missions. Normally, what you want to do is go, or what most people recommend is doing a short mission, like a rescue or a exterminate, which is fairly short if you have it set to public up here, right? Or you could just do the quickest type of mission, which is just a capture mission. Keep in mind, they're not all always available because these change every once in a while. I should probably set it to regular mode, actually. Yeah. But, yeah, you go in there, you equip a relic. Whoops, ignore that. You go there, right? Let me just give you a example. You go here, you click on it. These are your void relics. They're basically little loot boxes. We call them space cabbages because that's literally what they look like. You can click on them and check what items they give you. Just click around. You'll earn these by just playing missions, I believe. And there it is, forma. That's the thing you want. I call them Banjo-Kazooie Jiggies because that's literally what they look like. They're just missing the little eyeballs. But that's what you need. And then there's the items you require to build one, right? Or it can sell neural sensors, neurodes. You'll have a bit of trouble getting these in the beginning, but they're not that big of a deal to get. You just have to... Honestly, I recommend just looking it up on the wiki and just going to whatever planet and looking for them. Or, just not caring about this at first and just playing the game as much as you can. Level up weapons, switch to other weapons, keep leveling them up, raise up your mastery rank because that'll eventually be required to use certain weapons, and I'm not sure of Warframes. But yeah, after that, let's go back to the arsenal. I'm not very professional, don't worry about that. You basically go back here, go to actions, you do this, you choose a little forma, and then you'll be here, right? And then you'll choose, you can either change this into something else, keep clicking like, oh, which one do I want? And then you press apply and you apply it, right? And then this slot will now be this symbol right here in the middle. It'll switch. And then you can just equip whatever symbol of this type on here. And that's how you do it. And Arcanes, don't worry about that again. Exilus, that shit will be blocked for you. You need an Exilus adapter. It's a bit of a hassle to get these, not gonna lie. At first, don't worry about this. It doesn't really matter. Exilus mods are kinda alright, but I wouldn't say they're fucking amazing. Basically, the ones I mostly use are this. ability strength, which is just plus 15%. It's not a big deal. It can, it can add a lot whenever you like put everything together, but it's not that big of a deal at first. Oh yeah, another thing. Let me switch on to another Warframe, one that has Archon shards, but that one doesn't really matter. But I guess I might as well just explain it for funsies. So let's use Noco for example. Hold on, let me switch to my favorite colors. There we go. So these are Archon shards, right? These act as different perks. They're essentially extra mod slots. You really don't have to worry about these up until like... Oh man, they get introduced really late in the game. But like I believe they are rewards like pretty early. I'm not sure what player experience is, so I don't know how quick you would get to 1999. But anyway, you can get health from them. You can get maximum energy filled. There's a bunch of different perks. There's ability strength as well. Look at that. It's like that XLS mod, 15 extra percent. And when you put them together, that's 30. That's a nice chunk of energy, strength. More damage or armor, which is also good. Yeah, keep in mind, like, armor works a little bit finicky. Like, if your Warframe doesn't have a lot of armor, like right here, 360 armor. I'm not sure on the math, right? But that's like a very minuscule amount of damage reduction that I might as well not have this equipped, right? But I just have it because I didn't know what else to put, right? Also, it's just kind of nice to have a little bit of damage reduction. I believe 1,000 armor is like, I want to say like 70 or 80% damage reduction. From what I was talking, referring to a conversation I had with some people a few days ago. I didn't know about that, but I just know that the more armor you have, the better. If it's over 1,000, it's probably even better, because you will tank some good fucking hits. Especially when going up against enemies above level 100. Alright, so for weapons, it's literally the same deal. Literally all the same. The only thing is that, well, no, not the same. The difference is there's not strength, there's not, the duration, whatever. There's crit chance, crit damage, projectile speed, status chance as well, down here on this one. Basically, the rule of thumb for weapons is if a weapon has, let's say... Oh, wow, this is not a good fucking example. Wow, that is good. What the fuck am I? Oh, Cedo Prime 50% for base status. Holy shit! I didn't realize. Okay, as a rule of thumb, right? If a weapon has up above 15% crit chance or crit damage, it's decent. If it's below that, it's kind of shit for that stat. So don't build for it, unless you want to have something like this, where my one critical chance mod that is 200% by the way. The normal one is 90% crit chance. So look at this difference, right? Keep in mind, the base was 10%, right? Let me just explain this, because a lot of people don't know this about the critical chance or status chance percentages. My gun had a base of 10 critical chance. It says plus 90%, right? It's not going to go from 10 to 100 because it says plus 90%. It increases the base value of the critical chance, so 90% of 10% would be 9%. That's why it went up to 19%, right? This one, critical deceleration. It increases it by 200%. 200% of 10 would be 30. Because it's, giving twice as much, right? It's kind of easy. Basically, yeah. Anyway, if the critical damage multiplier is at the very least 2.0, it's, it's decent of a crit damage weapon. If it's above like 2.2, 2.4, it's pretty good. Status, same thing. If it's above 15%, or if it's 15%, it's decent. If it's anything above that, it's pretty good. Ceto's a fucking status chance monster. Fucking base 50%. Holy crap. Oh, yeah. Right here, you can read this little description. Values over 100% have a chance to inflict multiple status effects at once. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, basically, try to get these types of mod. We call them the 60-60 mods. It's normally a type of status damage and also a status chance, because it's always good to have status chance, even if you're just going pure crit. Normally, you want to hit enemies with viral, for example, which it says right there, viral increases damage to health up to 325% with multiple stacks for a short duration. Basically, you inflict the status, and it keeps stacking on top of each other on the same enemy if it doesn't die immediately, right? Which, late game Warframe, you kind of just kill everything in one shot or like 3 shots at most, which some people will say, oh, it doesn't even matter at that point. It kind of matters, especially when you go into like level 100s and above, where the health bar actually gets stupidly big for some enemies. You know, and that way we kill them regardless in like 3 shots. Or, you know, like a mag full. But yeah, that's pretty good. What else is there? Oh yeah. Let's see. I'm using a shotgun, right? I would say the the blunderbuss is the main mod that you want to, and point blank, of course. That's the main damage mod of early on for shotguns. I believe rifles have one called Serration, and I believe the critical chance mod is called Organ Shatter. Pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been my very unprofessional and very fucking probably long and rambly tutorial on how to mod in Warframe. Have a good night. I'll look at Noko. He's Fortnite dancing. Good for him. All right, look at the little mushrooms. Really cute. All right, have a good night.